So every adult loves to romanticize failure. They love it. I understand why, since there's a lot of learning and a lot of growth that happens, not when you fail, but when you get up and try again. And I think it's important to differentiate that. And I also understand that there is a greater wisdom when you fail rather than when you succeed. Because when you succeed, you gain confidence, not necessarily wisdom. But when you fail and you go in that introspection mode, you learn a lot if you want to learn a lot. It doesn't happen automatically. You still have to put the effort in being introspective and taking the value, adjusting, and doing it again. If your child is only getting A's and passing all the exams, you might be feeling wonderful because your ego likes that kind of reassurance. It's like a false pride of a parent. See how good I am. My son, daughter only gets A pluses. But the truth is, they're not really learning that much until they actually start struggling a little bit, because that means that that's too easy. And the problem about not being challenged is that you're not using your full capacity. Maybe you're limiting yourself. And children are very smart. They quickly learn that, and they realize of the law of least effort. At least my daughter does. And and I think everybody, and my brother used to too. And he was very, very smart. But what very intelligent children learn very quickly is that, what can I do that requires the least amount of energy? And, I get really good grades, my parents are happy, and this way I have more time to play video games. So careful with that. Because that's what we don't want success to be like. Success is not just getting good grades, and success is not just getting accolades. But true success is actually overcoming challenges that you once had. And that's why it's so important for them to be around adults that have adulted themselves. And what do I mean by that? Adulting, I don't even know if that word exists. But it's reparenting yourself and not acting as an adult child, which a lot of parents are. And when you start feeling too attached to your children's wins or losses, that's when you know that there is a need, an urgent need for you to reparent yourself. Now, this reparenting, where you are remothering and refathering yourself, is essential to create strong, autonomous, critical thinkers and authentic adults, because you don't want to be the blockage for your child's learning. And you may not even know that you are being the blockage for their self-esteem if you are not aware of your own shortcomings. Allow them to make mistakes. And this allowance plays differently than most people think. So the allowance happens when they try again. And now that they will try again, that same thing that they previously failed, you have to become super self-conscious of your trust issues. Because if you don't trust your child that they will get it, they can feel that energy of insecurity coming from you. That's why it's so important to you and to all of us to really work in our blind spots, in these insecurities that every human being have, right? So that's why we need to reparent ourselves. And when we allow them to, okay, really try again on your own, but I will be here the entire time. I will be around, fully present. And you give them that energy that, no, I know they can do it inside yourself. You don't even have to say it out loud. Some children don't like that. Like, I know my daughter would get irritated if I said it out loud. She's a teenager. So I have to stay quiet. But I know in my heart that the second time around, she can do it in flying colors, because I am aware that she and every other kid has, an adult, have the self-awareness to not make the same mistakes. They may make new mistakes, but that's how you get closer to achieving that. For example, in a math exam. The first time you get a bad grade, what parents fail to do is to go over that exam and the mistakes that the child have done, and not in a shameful way, but just go over and see, okay, why didn't you get this long division? Is it because you don't know how to do it, or is it because you forgot to add something? Like, what happened here? And talk about it just without any shame, but just to become aware of, okay, so it seems like I have a tendency to forget to add something, whatever that is, right? So now, okay, I'm going to become aware of that because I want to not that to become a pattern. And then you have another exam, and now long divisions, you got it all right. And then you make a new mistake. I'm like, okay, go over that. And that's why we have exams, to make sure what are the things that I'm getting and what are the things I'm not getting. Oftentimes, things are not explained very well to children or to adults, so they may get it wrong. If my team fails to provide what I wanted, it's important that I take accountability and understand, okay, what did I not say? Because it was my lack of clarity that allowed them to make that mistake. And when we constantly look inwardly and we make the habit of looking inwardly, this is how we actually improve the situation, whatever the situation is. And this is how you learn so much more, by making mistakes. How can I not get in the way of my child's growth? But when you come with like this huge ego that most parents may have unconsciously, that, oh, I'm going to teach them everything I know because I know so much. Yeah, that's not gonna go very well. Also because children know so much more than we do. And I think once you understand that, it's about preserving that inner knowledge that they already have in a world that will try to destroy it. But you are one ally as a parent that they come in this world with, right? Or if they have two parents. So then be an ally. Be an ally to your team. Be an ally to your friend. Be an ally to your child. And as an ally, don't remove that title parent and start thinking this way. How can I be of service that they want? And I think as an ally, and you have these little people, what you can do is provide a safe place for them to explore, right? So that's your job. Get a good job, live in a good neighborhood if you can, if you cannot, then just be around for safety reasons, because that's where little people needs. They need safety, a safe environment. Pick them up, drop them off, be around, but don't get in the way.